Hot cross buns, the traditional Easter sort of bun-like bready treat. I have managed to acquire a bunch of different flavours of them. We have the traditional, we've got the chocolate, we've got some chocolate chip, mochaccino, caramel, and apple and cinnamon. I've got a few categories I'm going to test this over. I'm going to point out them below. They being packed fresh with butter, and the added factor of heating them and heated with butter. I'm going to see what the different sort of aspects of this are going to be, and with that I'm going to have my sister Aimzhay to help. Say hello.
Hi!
Yeah, she's going to be here to help, and what we're going to do is, we'll get this underway. We'll start with the traditional in due time, and then move on to the chocolate, then move on to the chocolate chip, then the mochaccino, caramel, and apple and cinnamon. First thing I want to note is we didn't manage to find any without, like the traditional, without the fruit. But when it comes to that, I factor, my thought process was that the traditional, whether or not it will have fruit in, will be the same kind of concept. The only matter of it being is, if people like fruit, they'll like fruit, and if not,
They can pick the fruit out.
They can either pick the fruit out, or they can get the ones without the fruit. But without further ado, we will get started. Right, starting off with the traditional. Sis, can you cut them in half so that we can both have a piece?
Of course I can.
Yep. Yeah. As I mentioned before, probably best not to do the...
I just contaminated it. It's fine. Don't worry about it. It's fine. That didn't happen.
It did.
No, it didn't.
Be careful.
Okay,
that doesn't have butter. Yep, there we go. Got the butter off it. Yeah,
Okay,
keep the knife better.
We have two knives now. We have a butter knife and an unbutter knife.
Yes, you don't want to contaminate things.
Okay.
Not for the thing. We'll start with the...
Buttered.
The unbuttered one. The unbuttered traditional, yeah.
Plain.
Mm-hmm. I can taste the, fruit of it, sort of thing. If it was just a normal one that didn't have fruit, it would just be pretty plain.
I was just hungry, so I ate it.
Buttered. Mm-hmm. Not that much difference.
I like it with butter on.
Butter's good, but just like the normal butter. The heated ones.
So that's heated non-butter.
Yep. Having it warm is pretty good. Much difference, but having it warm is good.
Butter.
Warm with butter, you can look at the difference. I think warm with butter is probably the best in that situation.
I like warm with butter, but I also like packet fresh with butter.
So yeah, I found you get a little bit more oomph out of the butter, but that was just the traditional one. And the traditional one was without any other flavours. It did have the fruit, but even if you had one of the traditional ones that didn't have the fruit, it's a little bit...
It'll still be the same.
It'd still be the same, but I want to say kind of bland, but not bland, but it has flavour.
It's got spices in it.
Spices, that's it. That's what I'm trying to think of. But yeah, but there's nothing really jumping out of it to be a full-on sort of thing. But it's traditional. It's the way it was originally.
Traditional's good.
Traditional's sort of a good start, yeah.
Okay, on to the next packet.
On to the next one, which is chocolate. We're on to the chocolate one, which is already noticeably different because it actually has cocoa powder in the actual mix of the thing. Probably good to cut them in half now so we can both try a piece. Yeah.
Butter knife. Butter knife.
Mm-hmm.
Non-butter knife. Non-butter knife.
Yep. Let's start with the chocolate unbuttered. Already getting the same sort of flavour with the sort of bun bit,
Meh.
but with tinges of chocolate in there. So not too much different from the traditional, but it does have a little bit of extra flavour. But it kind of cancels out the flavour of the chocolate.
Meh.
You think meh?
Yep.
Traditional one's better.
Well, I haven't tried the other ones yet.
Well, out of this. But
This is the buttered one. The butter's soaked into the bread.
Yep, we'll go with the buttered one, and then we'll do the non-buttered as well. What do we do?
Meh.
Now, the butter's definitely, like I said, has soaked into it. Then it's like the heated. It doesn't taste as good, the chocolate heated one.
But you haven't tried the chocolate, like the heated chocolate one. You just not
With the butter, it wasn't really overpowered it. But the normal, the chocolate melt's fine.
My chocolate's, I reckon, non-buttered, melted. You know, the heated one.
I think out of this one,
It has to be not buttered, but it has to be heated.
Yeah, probably, but close enough was like I still didn't get as much flavour of the chocolate in these chocolate cross buns. However, as they have a bit more coloration, so they are pretty like well presented as cross buns sort of thing, and are meant to have a little bit more flavour than the traditional. But so far,
I like the traditional.
the traditional is what goes, but we still have more to go yet.
More.
Yeah. We'll rank them all and order it later, so won't we?
Yep.
But yeah.
We'll
so
have an official scorecard.
well, in a sense of things. On to the next one. This one's the chocolate chip one, the British chocolate chip. And already it looks interesting because of the fact it looks like it's a combination between the traditional and the chocolate. It doesn't have the coloration of the chocolate, but it has
brioche.
But yeah, it's like a brioche sort of hot cross bun, but it looks like what the traditional one would be, but with a chocolate cross. So I think we might get the texture of the traditional, but with the slight flavour of what the chocolate one was. But yeah, I'm going to start with...
Yeah.
Cut them.
Don't steal my hot cross buns.
Well, we'll share them.
Well, it's team hot cross bun. We share them. Oh no, I contaminated. I used the same knife.
We'll get there.
I'll try not to do that again.
Right. There's not too much difference though. We can already see with that chocolate one, when you cut it in half, the chocolate's kind of like
melted.
The chocolate chip one, yeah, the chocolate.
Melted.
Yeah, melted.
Wait.
Gonna start with the
non-buttered.
Non-buttered.
I like these ones.
Yeah, like I said, it kind of gives me the traditional vibe, but the chocolate from the chocolate chips, because the chocolate one had sort of like chocolate inside it, but it also had the coloration. But it's the coloration, but
buttered.
It's still the same. But as per the chocolate one, the chocolate chip one with butter is a bit like the butter cancels out the chocolate.
Tastes better without the butter.
Yeah.
Buttered,
Heated. Wait.
unheated.
Unheated.
I mean heated, unbuttered.
Yeah. Slightly better heated. Slightly better, yeah. Although with the butter, let's find. Yeah, it feels like the butter overpowers it when it's heated.
Couldn't agree more.
Not saying it's bad, but That's alright, but on to the next one.
On to our next one.
Mochaccino. Now it looks a lot like the chocolate chip one, but you said you could smell a little bit coffee on it, didn't you, sis?
I can smell the coffee.
Yeah. Alright.
Let me cut them up first before you eat them.
Yep.
I forgot which one's the butter knife and which one's not.
I think you got the right one.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Paused. Right. So I'm grabbing the unbuttered first, and you can taste the coffee out.
You can.
Yeah.
That's good.
It's kind of like, well, it's a bit more flavour than what the chocolate chip and the chocolate ones were giving.
It's got coffee and chocolate.
But yeah. But I don't know if that flavour would actually like slightly overpowers the fact of like the actual hot cross bunny bit. Yeah. See what the butter did.
It's alright with butter.
Butter actually complements the coffee though.
Kind of brings out more of the flavour.
Yeah. So, yeah. The unbuttered.
Unbuttered?
Yep. Unbuttered and hated of this one, for me,
Is meh.
is, yeah, less flavour.
Meh.
And the hated buttered. Added to the fact that it does melt chocolate part of the mocha bit,
Meh.
you lose some of the coffee flavour to it.
I think those ones were better cold.
Definitely cold and slightly buttered, that one. Yeah. Next one. Now an interesting one, an indulgent sort of one that I managed to find, which was caramel. Get ready to cut the Aimzhay.
Butter knife.
Mm-hmm.
Butter knife.
Mm-hmm.
Non-butter knife. Bon appetit.
I'm going to start with... Definitely can taste the caramel sort of flavour. It's kind of like the same texture as what the chocolate one is, because caramel is technically chocolate, but it's more white chocolate than...
Kind of had a weak flavour for me.
It's weak, but it's there.
Buttered.
As I thought with some of the last ones,
It's okay with butter.
buttered cold for me is technically so that cuts out the flavour a bit. Let's see what the heated ones are like. Mm-hmm. Oh, heated chocolate's good.
Buttered.
Yeah,
Buttered.
heated
Buttered.
caramel's good.
Buttered. Eat.
Eating up. That's good. Next one. And now for another interesting one, which, as you can see here, was free from gluten, and it says it's also vegan as well. So that's a couple of extra points to it in my books before we even try it. But it's apple and cinnamon. So it looks a bit like the traditional, however, like
Very crumbly.
it's crumbly. Like I said, this one's gluten-free, so that means gluten-intolerant people can actually enjoy hot cross buns as well. But let's start with the unbuttered. Okay. Now this one has a very different texture to all the other ones. It kind of like feels like a muffiny texture instead of bit of a brewy one. Let's grab the butter and see what it does. I must say it's better with the butter, but you can't really taste the apple in it from it, but
Unbuttered?
yeah. I'm hoping that the heated one's slightly better, but crumbly when it's not. Not too much really, but
Yep.
and I'll go for the butter.
Yeah, I'll find it. Yeah, I'll find it.
That's interesting. I didn't get the texture of the apple, but I'm not the biggest fan of this one because of like more of a texture of like muffiny texture.
I like muffins.
Like it's not like a traditional like sort of texture of a hot cross bun or whatever, but it's flavour's there, but it's still like
Average.
I've had better.
Oh, I like.
Yeah, let's do a comparison of the lot so we can actually rank them.
We'll write a scorecard.
Well, no, well not really. I was
We'll
thinking
just rank them then.
just ranking them. So on placement, traditional.
Traditional goes first place.
I actually kind of agree because even though everything's had its sort of flavour sort of sensations in their own way, nothing can beat the traditional. I felt like it was
Classic.
yeah, sort of nostalgic. Like it could have, like you do feel like it could use more flavour, but that kind of
like
is
them.
sorted when you add butter to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like traditional butter, definitely.
It's
But
gonna be heated butter though.
heated butter, yes, but it's still good to me with actual butter when it's not heated. But
Yeah.
how about chocolate? Where are we putting that? I feel like that's further down the line.
Yeah.
I do say with this,
The mocha.
That
Was it
the-
the chocolate ones were.
chocolate chip, you
They were
kind of
actually
got
really good. They were quite nice actually.
that was kind of like I said, a between that and that. But I would
You know,
technically
the-
put the mocha ones slightly
Oh, okay.
for the chocolate chip because of the fact that it had the
more coffee flavour.
more coffee flavour. However, with these kind of ones, you kind of don't want butter on them, so you can get the and including that. Well, I think for most of these, you don't really want butter on them. Now, apart from this one here, which I'm gonna,
Traditional.
yeah, I put this at the bottom because I felt it too
But I like
mattery.
those
But you
ones.
like it,
I like those ones more than those ones.
yeah. I
It's
guess
a muffiny texture.
it does have a muffiny texture, and I do like the fact that it's apple and cinnamon, but we could put it about here anyways. What about the caramel? You were ear about those?
Yeah.
I
they're a
did
bit
like
weird.
the flavour, but I like it slightly more than the chocolate ones. But yeah,
So we're going to go.
what we'll do is like, did you prefer that over that?
Yes, I preferred that over that.
Yeah. So at the moment, it looks like. Our rankings
First.
are like first is traditional, second
Second.
is the mocha,
Third,
is the chocolate chip,
fourth.
fourth the apple and cinnamon, although I am wary about the texture, but it does get bonus points with it being vegan and gluten free. So I guess that placement's perfect then. Then we got the 5 caramel sort of thing where it's like sort of so-so-ish, and
6 was chocolate.
chocolate didn't really have as much flavour as the other 2 ones that had chocolate in them. But yeah, it was interesting trying them all. But this is just our perspective and stuff on the matter. Feel free to comment below which one you would pick, or if you've actually seen a flavour of hot cross buns that we never got round to trying.
Lotus Biscoff.
Lotus Biscoff, yes. That seems like an interesting flavour.
You
But
know,
yeah.
different people have different taste buds, so
Exactly.
yeah.
But yeah, overall, what it comes down to is a nice little traditional sort of
Happy Easter.
happy Eastery kind of thing. It's like made for the holiday, made for that purpose. You don't really see them any time other around the year, but
Sometimes you do.
well, not as often, but it's mainly an Easter thing. But for a thing that's basically for a
Easter treat.
eats the treat. Hot cross buns, yeah, pretty good. And like I said, feel free to comment below which one you would pick out of this lot, or one that you've actually tried that is not on here that you thought would be pretty cool. And yeah. Anything else?
I've tried cranberry ones before.
You tried cranberry ones?
Yeah.
That's interesting. But yeah, other than that, basically, yeah, like you said, it comes down to the taste buds of the beholder of it. Yeah. Anyways, until the next time, this is Mew signing out.
And Aimzhay, bye!